Charlie Woods stepped onto the course at Sage Valley, carrying everything a name like his always carries: history, expectation, and the weight of a legacy that most athletes never have to touch. The Junior Invitational isn't just any junior event. It draws the best young players in the world to one of the most demanding and unforgiving stages in amateur golf. A place where future stars are made and illusions are stripped away with quiet efficiency. For most players in the field, it was a chance to announce themselves. For Charlie, it was supposed to be another chapter in a story the golf world had already decided it knew the ending to. Didn't go that way. From the opening round, small things went wrong in the way they sometimes do. A drive that drifted. A putt that curled past the edge. A moment of hesitation where there should have been instinct. In a field operating at that level, small things don't stay small, they compound. One missed opportunity bleeds into the next, and what starts as a rough patch quietly becomes a pattern you can't outrun. By the time the final scores were posted, Charlie had finished last in the field with a total around plus 26. Not hovering near the bottom, but sitting well below nearly every player who teed it up alongside him. The gap wasn't close. That made it harder to dismiss. There are easy explanations, and there are honest ones. The easy version points to pressure, the specific, suffocating kind that comes not from wanting to win, but from being expected to. Charlie has never had the ordinary. The experience of learning golf in relative obscurity. Every round he plays draws cameras, galleries, and a running comparison to a man who won 15 major championships and fundamentally changed the sport. That comparison follows him everywhere he goes, and carrying it through 4 rounds of elite junior competition is a different kind of burden than anything most teenagers in golf ever face. It doesn't excuse the result, but it does explain part of the environment he's playing inside of. The honest version goes a bit deeper. Sage Valley exposes players completely. The margins are thin, the competition is relentless, and the mental demands of the tournament are as real as the physical ones. Charlie is a young player still developing his game, still figuring out who he is on a golf course when things start to slide. That process is neither quick nor painless, and what happened this week may simply be part of it, an uncomfortable but necessary confrontation with the gap between where he is right now and where the expectations surrounding him have always assumed he already was. What matters more than the result itself is what comes next. Just weeks before this tournament, Charlie committed to playing college golf, a decision that signals he understands his development is a long-term project, not a highlight reel. That choice matters. College golf offers something the junior circuit rarely provides: room to grow without the world watching quite so closely. Coaching relationships that can rebuild mechanics and confidence from the ground up, in a competitive environment where he can establish his own identity separate from the shadow he was born into. That environment might be exactly what this moment is pointing him toward. Every serious golfer has a tournament they'd rather forget. A week where nothing cooperated, and the leaderboard became a record of everything that went wrong. Tiger Woods had them. So did every player who eventually figured out how to win at the highest level. The difference between those players and the ones who never recovered wasn't talent. It was what they did with the experience, whether they let it define them, or whether they used it to understand something about themselves they couldn't have learned any other way. A last-place finish at 16 years old is not a verdict. It's a data point in a story that is nowhere near its final chapter. The most important round Charlie Woods will ever play hasn't happened yet.